course, the endless 10th frame, which could have huge implications.
I think the best part about the draft party was, even jokingly, Chris Barnes still couldn't pull any money out of his wallet.
No comment. Mike Scroggins will get us going, the lefty from Amarillo, Texas. Won the Pepsi Championship in Omaha, Nebraska this season. What a wonderful venue Thunder Alley was in Omaha.
Amen.
Come on there, come on, Scroggins.
That's how we like to get things going. Tied his career high with 6 TV appearances last season for Scroggins.
Voss's bosses, they have a few titles sitting over there on that side of the bench. 89 total.
Up now for Roth's Raiders, the reigning PBA Player of the Year, Chris Barnes from Double Oak, Texas. A little breezy out there.
Get a hook.
So Barnes matches Scroggins' strike. And here's a look at the Viper pattern that we'll be bowling on today.
37 feet in length. The left-handers, they're going to start out right around the first arrow, pretty much down and in. The righties, they're going to start at the second arrow and migrate in. The big hook balls, like Robert Smith, he'll be in about 4th arrow going right.
And Smith bowling anchor for Voss's bosses, but this is Danny Wiseman, the 2004 USBC Masters champion. He won the PBA Exempt Doubles Classic in Vegas earlier this season, which booked his ticket here to Six Flags. Nothing but strikes so far.
That was a real strike. Oh, yeah.
Everybody on that team, major championship winners.
This is Mike Wolfe. 4 tosses, 4 strikes.
Straight back, straight back. Should have been a 4-pin. Straight back.
Little holding.
Alongside him.
Think the wind's blowing a little bit out there, Rob?
Just a bit. If it's affecting Pete Weber's hair, you know it's blowing out there.
Absolutely. Good thing Norm Duke has rocks in his pockets. Otherwise, you have a hard time standing upright.
Click your heels, huh? Click your heels. There you go.
What a conclusion to the end of the season for Norm Duke. Remember, injuries, fighting the cut line, and yet he reels off a win at the Denny's World Championship in Indy, and then the 65th Denny's U.S. Open in New Jersey. And it's carrying over now.
Throwing a lot of shots like that, and just when you thought Norm Duke was done, he bangs out 2 majors.
Another wonderful story to the season was this young man, Rhino Page, the lefty from Topeka, Kansas.
And how about them shorts?
I feel like I should be ordering something with rum and an umbrella in it. 3 frames per team, nothing but strikes. More from Six Flags after this.
The Geico PBA Team Shootout, hosted by Six Flags, is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you.
But strikes so far through 3 frames between Voss's bosses and Roth's Raiders. It's stepping up right now. If you've ever wanted to see Pete Weber in shorts, this is your tournament.
And all I can say is, when you see these legs, you want to know where the chicken is that he stole them from.
Oh, Pete is scared he's going to be payback. A little stumble, and he survives.
I've done that before. I've done that. I've done that.
We saw Pete stumble earlier this season, too, didn't we? Was that Fountain Valley?
Tournament of Champions.
That's right.
Yeah, this full team over here, huh? What's the win?
Now, do you think this left to right wind is going to help Parker Bohn's shot?
It's blowing out like at Wrigley. There's Parker Bohn, the third. When we last saw Parker, he won the Motel 6 Roll to Riches in the spring.
Look at the wind, just blow that one right into the pocket. You kidding me?
And still get the 6 out.
Still nothing but strikes so far.
That's a biased rack over on that lane, I think.
We don't know about or something like that. I don't know why you stuck, Pete.
Here is Robert Smith. He won the 2007 CLR Windy City Classic, and he did it in typical Maximum Bob fashion.
Easy.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal day watching him loft it over the left gutter cap. after sitting out an entire season with a hip injury.
10 in the pit.
I got a few more before I worry about knocking you guys over. Knock me in the back row.
Tommy Jones looking to continue our strike theme so far. Became the 39th PBA millionaire this season. And our first non-strike of this event.
Very expensive beer frame. Captain's included.
Well, he's going to hear about it, too. Here's a guy that knows how to throw lots of strikes. And this ball's going to hook up high.
Nice.
And that's what happens when you get in this outside environment, especially with the wind blowing. You get debris, dust on the lanes. The lanes are going to change very quickly.
Takes care of the 3-6 for the spare. And now we go back to the top of the order. Mike Scroggins had a strike in the first frame, and here's Scroggy in the 6th.
Come on, keep it up.
Mine was supposed to get there. The lane
Very steady player on the tour. It just seems like every year he's making over 6 figures. He wins a tournament or two. Major championship winner a few years ago.
Won 2 titles last season. Very quiet but successful season for him, and gets everything but the 7-pin there.
Yeah, and a nice break, only leaving the 7.
Yes, it's
Scroggins, the last pick of all the bowlers out here in the lottery. That one surprised you and I when we started looking at some things.
It really surprised me, and he wasn't even picked. He was just the last man standing. And and they needed a lefty.
And Voss's bosses got their lefty. Here is Chris Barnes striking the first for Roth's Raiders. And another strike.